Hi guys, welcome back to Tara Makes Up. Today I have my gorgeous friend Shola with me and she's going to be modelling the look that Saoirse Ronan wore for the Oscars 2016. So the look is inspired by the makeup she was wearing and it's really just kind of showing you how to add a tint of colour, like a sheer wash to any kind of smoky eye to just give it a really beautiful subtle sheen of colour. So it's super easy to do and very wearable and I hope you guys enjoy the look. So for the base that Saoirse had on for the red carpet, it was very dewy and very luminous. So I've actually used the Burberry Fresh Glow BB cream, and this is in medium, which I really love on the skin. It's very moisturising, so great for drier skin. And then for concealer, I've used a little bit of the Urban Decay concealer as well. So I'm going to jump straight into the eyes. So I'm going to use another Burberry product as the base for the eyes, and this is one of their eye colour creams in Charcol, which is a beautiful grey steel colour. And it's quite sheer, but you can build this up, so you get a lot of control over this, and this is great for a super easy smoky eye. I'm going to take a MAC 217, so if you turn that way for me, Sharon, close your eye, and I'm just going to start to apply that over the lid. And with Saoirse's makeup, it didn't really go too far past the socket, so I don't want to take it up too high. And then I'm just buffing from kind of around the socket area, ever so slightly up, and I'm just brushing off a bit of the excess off on the back of my hand, just to start to get that kind of steely grey colour. And then taking another clean brush, I'm just going to buff the edges out. So again, you can see there's quite a big gap between the eyebrow and the eye. And then I'm taking a Bobbi brown smudger brush, and I want to take that same eyeshadow, and this time I want to place it closer to the lash line, just to build the intensity around the lash line. And then taking the same product as well, I'm also going to take that under the eyes. So if you look up for me, Shola. So just using this smudger brush, which makes it really, really easy to apply, and just kind of nestling it into the lower lash line. So I'm going to move on to brows because it's just going to help me frame the face before I do any more to the eye, so I can then establish how much room there is to play with. So I want to take the Anastasia Brow Wiz in Taupe and just going to shape Shola's brows a little bit. So we're just going to thicken them up kind of through the centre, just working from where the gaps are naturally. And just keep brushing them through as you apply more product. So then I'm going to go back in with some black eye Kohl, and I really love this one by Barry M. It's their bold waterproof black Kohl. So if you close your eyes, Misho, so I'm going to smudge this into the lash line, and this is such thick pigment, it really does work amazingly well near the lash line. And this is just going to help darken that shadow as well, but still giving a very smudgy feel. What brush do I want? And then I'm just going to use a smudge brush and I'm just going to smudge that into the lash line, and I'm just going to work it upwards. And then I'm also going to take that into the waterline as well, so if you look right down for me, so tiggly bit right now, and then look that way and down. And you just want to make sure every bit of the lash that's shown is nice and deep black. And then I'm also going to take that on the bottom waterline as well. So if you look up for me, Shola. So don't worry if your eyes water. So a little bit less on the bottom lash line, but all the way along. And then again, smudge that in as well. And just pull it down a little bit along the bottom lash line, because you definitely had that kind of nice smudgy lash line going on. So just lifting the lid, just placing some black dots. You can be really messy when you're doing this kind of application for a smoky eye. So it's very easy, there's no skill required. And then just taking a smudge brush, just lift that pigment into the rest of the lid. And it just helps deepen the depth as well and make it darker. So I'm then going to take a very fluffy brush, something like the Bobbi Brown Eye Blender. And what I want to do, from looking at the picture of Saoirse at the Oscars, she almost had like a navy green just running ever so slightly through the lid. So I'm actually going to use this palette by Sleek. It's the original Sleek palette, so it should be quite easy to get hold of. And I'm going to take this colour here, which is this kind of like I said, it's like a greeny blue. And because we've got the dark tone underneath, I just want to literally add like a wash of this over the top so that it's very, very subtle. So you close me down. So I'm literally just taking that from kind of the centre of the lid, and I'm kind of patting it off on my hand first, and then just washing that ever so slightly over the lid. So it's like a tint, it's not really a full-on hue, but where you've got that Burberry cream shadow underneath, it gives it something to grip to, so it's going to be nice and long lasting, but also it just gives that ever so subtle kind of shimmer. And then with the same kind of buffing brush, just take a tiny bit of that kind of teal colour as well. Just look up for me. Kind of in that inner corner. I found that that's where you could see the hint of kind of the teal colour, was more in that inner corner. Ever so subtly, and then just kind of make it blend into the underneath the darker part. So I'm then going to take the Eyeko. This is their Rock Out and Lash Out mascara. So this is really nice, kind of a high impact mascara. And I'm just going to add some to the bottom lashes, if you look up for me, Shay. So I want quite kind of dramatic lashes, top and bottom. And I'm going to add some individual lashes as well. So I just want to get a good lash on the bottom first. And turn that way for me and look up. Okay. And then go back to your mascara and just add another coat. And then down for you. So I'm going to take some Ardell individual lashes. These are in the medium lengths, and I'm just going to pop a couple onto the outer corners. I'm just going to drop them into the lash line. These are medium length, and like I said, I probably do about 3 each side, just for a little bit of extra volume. And then turn those away for me. So I've put 3 on the outer corner. I'm going to do the same on the other corner. So I'm just going back in with some concealer now, the same one I used for under the eyes, just to make sure the skin's looking really clean. So around the lips, and if there's any fall down from the eyeshadow underneath. Just using that same Urban Decay concealer. So just a little bit, just to brighten. So I'm going back to the mascara. Now we've cleaned the skin, and I'm just going to add another coat of mascara. So if I turn you that way, Sharon, and look down. So I just want to really amp up the volume now. Just so a second coat of mascara is always good. So instead of using powder, I am going to use some powder in a bit. I'm going to first put some cream blush on. So I'm going to use this one in Melon by Bobbi Brown, which again will keep with the really nice dewy feel of the skin. I'm going to use a Real Techniques Bold Metals brush. This is the blush brush, which I actually really like for cream blush. I turn you the other way a little bit, Shay. So just kind of above the apples of the cheeks, and taking it through the apples as well is really nice with this blusher. So it kind of sits on top of the cheeks, and it really complements this eye colour. So I'm going to go back to a trusty favourite, which is the H&M. This is the Perfectionist Finishing Powder. I'm using the shade Ivory, and I'm just going to dust over with a sheer powder brush by Bobbi Brown, just mostly down kind of the centre of the skin. So I want to leave the dewiness on the cheeks either side, but I'm just going to powder the T-zone. So for lips, Saoirse had quite a kind of corally nude. It was a little bit peachy. So I'm going to start with Bobbi Brown lip liner in beige first. So if I turn you that way a little bit, Shola, just to kind of perfect the edges. I'm using it very softly though, and I'm not kind of making a really definite shape. It's just very soft. And then I'm going to take MAC's lip palette. This is the beiges one. I'm going to take Peachstock, the top one, and put that on first. And close. And then we're just going to mix in a slight coral tone. So I'm going to take a bit of the Clinique Melon Pop. And this is a really good way if you feel like a nude lipstick looks too flat on you. It's just adding like a pinky or a coral nude to the middle. Just lifts it slightly. So I'm just going to take that a little bit in the middle and just blend it through the lip. And so that's the finished look, guys. That's your Saoirse Ronan inspired makeup from the Oscars from 2016. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Very simple look. It's mostly a smoky eye and a nude lip with a few kind of colour tweaks. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and check out my free resources, free members section, which you can just log into at the link below in the description box. And I'll see you soon for more videos. Thanks very much, guys. Bye.